voted from citizens participating in local control of the publicly created, publicly funded utility instituted for common use, would be demoted into mere consumers of a service whose safety and health standards they would lose further ability to assess, alter, and improve as they deem necessary. Okay, this is a national problem with turning water rights into commodities. And Norristown residents are about to fall victim to this privatization drive. This is regional, this is a state issue, this is a national issue. Next clause, whereas our community would stand to lose control over capital project selection, choice of energy sustainability goals, new infrastructure planning priorities, for example, gray water systems or the like, considering that we have like climate change and less energy devoted to treating waste, which might be beneficial and might be a community priority, right? Okay? Those priorities that would yield long-term community rewards that would be expected to be at odds with the short-term quarterly profit fixation of a private corporate owner. So now, whereas in its most recent upgrade, the authority has shown how prioritizing efficiency and energy sustainability will yield long-term benefits to our community. Almost all of that money allotted to the upgrades will be recouped in efficiencies and energy sustainability aspects of the project. This is exactly what we need to continue. Next clause. Whereas the impacts of privatization have been shown to disproportionately affect poor and working class communities of color, as concluded in the Thurgood Marshall Institute of the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund, further draining the already limited resources of these communities long after any initial infusion of cash to the municipality has been drawn down and spent. Okay, in other words, this sale disproportionately harms those already in hard circumstances. Next clause, whereas this same cash infusion, ultimately originating and deriving from charges and fees assessed to customers over the years, is intended to be allocated to projects and commitments totally unrelated to the founding mission of the authority as laid out in Ordinance 92-31, Section 5. In other words, this sale is not an appropriate source for non-sewer revenue streams. Whereas the Norristown Municipal Waste Authority, as established in its bylaws, namely Article 5, Section 2, has the ability, in discharging its duties, to consider the best interests of its employees, its customers, and the communities in which the authority operates. Okay, this is a cash grab and it's a bad deal for ratepayers. Okay, and yet we, the ratepayers, have been shut out. Whereas the authority may, according to Article 1, Section 7b of its bylaws, create committees and delegate duties to those committees such that work may be carried out between meetings of the board. In other words, the board has the means to choose how to best include customers in this momentous decision. Therefore, be it resolved that the board of the Norristown Municipal Waste Authority, acting in accordance with its bylaws, consider it to be among its fiduciary duties to the customers of the authority and the community it services to create a committee charged with assessing the level of ratepayer support for a decision of such magnitude and permanence as the sale of the authority's assets to a private corporation such as Aqua, Pennsylvania. So our question is, do you feel you should factor employees and customers and the community in your decision making? Be it further resolved that the vehicle for assessing approval or disapproval of such a momentous sale take the form of a ratepayer referendum of a type proposed by the sponsoring state Pennsylvania representatives of the recently introduced House Bill 2597 of the current 2020 session. What we're saying is, please ask us. And be it finally resolved that when the referendum is completed and the results tallied, the board shall approve or disapprove of the continued valuation and acquisition of the authority's assets in accordance with the ratepayers' will. And for that, we would thank you for that consideration. So, we are proposing you adopt this resolution. It is totally within your authority. You do not have to, I don't think, in carrying out your mandated responsibilities, you need fear the council and dissolution. Okay? And if there are objections to the resolution itself, I would still suggest tabling the APA vote until a committee is convened to determine the board's own procedure for consumer input, whether through referendum or otherwise, with or without a mandate to vote with the results of the survey should it happen. Nonetheless, do not vote tonight to devote additional funds to this process without ratepayers being effectively considered in this decision. You here tonight are the only ones with a mandate to consider the impact of this takeover on the employees, customers, and communities you serve, not council, not Aqua, the board of the authority. And if you don't make room for us here tonight, no one will. And the last major asset of this town will be gone for good. Thank you for your time.
Dave, stay here and video.
Just stand up and state your name.
Can I take this off?
Yes, please.
Hi,
Would you be
good
able, would you be able to
evening.
video
My
her?
name is Mary Ellen
I
D.
should go out.
Gregorio. I
No,
live
you
at
can do it.
564 East Main Street in Norristown. I'm just a resident. I'm just a homeowner. I'm 61 years old. I've been here my entire life. I'm a third generation of Norristonian. I live right behind the sewer authority plant, and it's been my home there since 1986. And I'm here to speak out against this, and I feel that between council and everyone else, they have disregarded the public's opinion in any of this, even though, you know, we're being told, well, we put it in the paper, we put it here, we put it there. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and we have an entire group of seniors that are still paying their taxes and their bills and their involvement in this community that don't have the ability to be able to understand what is taking place right now with me being in this room, you sitting in another room, and I'm talking to a computer. I have a 66-year-old husband that doesn't even want to carry a cell phone because he doesn't have the ability to understand full technology yet. So we're disregarding a population that should have had their say in this matter. And because you feel that we're moving forward, we're progressing, and we're changing the world, you've totally annihilated the senior citizens, anybody that's 60 years and older that have gone 60 years of their lives without a computer, an iPhone, an iPad, or anything, and are still paying into the services here for this community. I appreciate you taking this opportunity and letting me come into this building and have my say, since I tried to have my say with the council, and it seemed like when I was trying to call in, my line kept getting dropped. And I prefer being able to be spoke publicly than have to go through some type of technology, or because I can't rely on technology as conveying exactly what my passion is for this community. I was born on Cone Street. I lived in the North End for 5 years, and I now reside in the East End. My birth house is, my daughter's living in it with my grandson. My other daughter's living on Harding Boulevard in a house. So I have my family starting the 4th generation here in Norristown, and I'm here to represent just about anybody that has not been able to get out of their house because we're on a lockdown, distancing and all that, to voice my opinion. I'm not a well person to begin with. I'm under chemo treatment monthly, and I take all kinds of drugs to keep myself just able to walk around. But I got to tell you that this is the most wrong thing that anybody has ever done in the history that I've lived here. And I would prefer that somebody take the initiative to understand that this is not a fast, quick sale that we need to have done. The sewer plant has been a problem for years. O'Neill bought the property on the Nicolette site, and he bought the site on the other side of the sewer plant for $5,000. And it was promised to the people we were going to see redevelopment, and that was in 1991. So you can understand that when I'm telling you that I have lost faith in the politicians that are running this community now, because once their seat is up, they're gone. So all those people that have made decisions on how my life here in Norristown is going to be, they're gone. They're gone. I'm still here. And I feel the need that somebody needs to listen to that. There's a whole generation here that doesn't have the capability that all you do and sit here behind a computer and accept this as another day of business when it's not. That you have to reach everyone. And you failed in reaching the entire community and making this type of decision. And I felt that this decision should be tabled and put on hold until we can start to have people come out and voice their concerns. Or as again, I'm all for it, it should have been on the ballot. This is the last asset of Norristown. And we need to have, our voices need to be heard, the people here. Not the ones that are filling seats, working boards, and doing leadership that are gonna end their time and disappear. Because we're still here. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. You go. I have one more. I have another individual coming. Go ahead.
Are you talking to a machine?
Yes, but they all can see you. You just stand here. And
Sonny,
you're the second up at the top.
Sonny,
I'm getting out of the way.
Sonny,
Oh, okay.
Okay?
just speak your mind.
Just speak.
You can take the mask down.
Yeah, you can take it.
Yeah, hi, my name is Charles Termini. I've been a resident and a homeowner since 1973. I'm very disappointed with this backroom deal where the public could not express their feelings about it. And I also did some background check on the Aqua America. And I was looking at some statistics in North Carolina where they raised the price of the sewer system to 12.9%, and then he came back and he raised it another 20.4%. I read a lot of comments by the homeowners and was very disappointed. It seems like everybody that is commenting about this company is disappointed. Their rating is like a 1.4 on a 5-point system in all of the categories. I feel that the administration is not considering the seniors that live in this town that are on a fixed income. We cannot deal with all these raises. 3 years ago was 16.5%. Our taxes got raised ever since Crandall Jones became borough administrator. Our taxes have gone up over 20% in 6 years. I mean, I'm on a fixed income. Social Security gives me a 1.6% raise, not a 16.5% raise. I have to sacrifice things in my life to be able to make ends meet. I used to be a vendor down on Main Street by Pauline's. They shut me down. Oh, you can't do that. It's against the rules. Well, I've been doing this since 1988. You didn't make this law since 2009. So what does that got to do with me? But they shut me down. So it was a little way of making a couple of bucks, $20, $40, $50 a day, and I was able to make ends meet. And now they shut me down. So I feel that this administration is not really concerned about the people. It's more about their own selves. And I don't know what they got to gain out of this, but I think it should be tabled. And when we can all get together, when this here pandemic goes away, then we can discuss it. And, you know, as far as me with the internet, I'm not that guy. I'm not that one that can navigate and I can get to this. I can't get to a meeting and see, you know, and be able to discuss anything or say anything. I don't know how to do it. Now, that's pretty much what I got to say. Again, my name is Charles Termini. I live at 754 Stanbridge Street, and I'm very concerned about this. And thank you so much. I'm sorry you guys have to listen to this.
Thank you, Charles.
Enjoy your night.
Okay.
Garden Mine Road, Garden Valley, Pennsylvania, 19060. I'm really here just to tell you that privatization doesn't have to be the way to go. That you can make these assets work for you. You know, with good management, a good team, good structure. You know, I know sometimes the infrastructure doesn't always help being aged, but you could really make these things work for you and make money with them. Now, I know with Pennsylvania Act 12, you know, it's made it really appealing for municipalities to consider selling. You know, but once you sell, that's gone forever. That's all I want to say. You know, it's unfortunate that they do make it so appealing, but that one-time cash infusion is gonna have to go a very long way for you for a very long time. You know, and with Chester Water going through what we're going through now with Aqua, you know, it's just unfortunate. I know we're in different situations, but I don't want to say that I'm anti-privatization, but that it doesn't have to be the way to go. You know, there are other options to explore, to consider. You can get money at a cheaper rate than private companies can, you know, municipal government. And I guess, you know, finally, what I would like to say is that each and every one of you on this board are here to do what's best for the ratepayers of Norristown Sewer, if I'm not mistaken. You know, and as long as any move that you guys make is with the best intentions for the ratepayers, that's what you have to keep in mind. You know, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, I'm just, you know, projecting my opinions on what I feel, you know, you guys are in place to do. Keep everybody informed. You know, it's unfortunate with COVID-19 that a lot of things are happening like this, where you don't have a room full of people that could get here and say, hey, you know, I don't agree with this, or I don't, you know, you wish there were more. But I want to thank you for your time. I don't want to take up too much time being an outsider, but, you know, just think about it. You know, there's other ways to go about doing it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have someone else coming.
Thank you.
He comes. Just stand where I am.
Okay,
You are the second up at the top.
gotcha.
Okay, they can see you.
Hello, my name is Maccabee Hirsch, resident here in Norristown, 1745 Northville Drive. I just wanted to speak a little bit to the timeline that got us here, to where we are, you know, deliberating this important matter. The public virtual meetings took place, started May 12th, and they ended on June 9th.
Name, address.
My feeling is there's been a lack of participation from council, engaging with us and really listening to us. When I questioned the advertisement to sell this asset, which is, you know, to advertise to the public, I was met with, well, we want the public's input. We want to hear from the public. We want to know what they think. However, you did the bare minimum. You gave us 7 days to consider this before voting to proceed. It's my understanding that many people have echoed, this is a done deal. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not a done deal. We have a competent sewer authority, a board that I hope cares to at least table this to a point where we can be more stable and level-minded to make a rash decision as for the public. I wanted to also speak to our sewer authority and how I understand we pay the lowest rates in the county. We have local control over those rates. We elect the officials that appoint the all-volunteer board. That's right. Our board is all volunteer. They serve the people. Aqua America is not a local company as much as they want to project that they are. They are a Wall Street run, billionaire-backed corporation that does not have our local authority, our local community at heart. They answer to shareholders first. Their executive and director board pay is hundreds of thousands of dollars. We are paying their salaries. And I have no interest in joining their economy of scale. And the hundreds of people I've spoken to about this issue also have no interest in joining your monopoly. This is Norristown. We support our local sewer authority and ask them to consider the ratepayers, employees, and their own existence before proceeding further with Aqua America. With public ownership, transparency, accountability, affordability, and quality are in our control. We lose that with privatization. The one-time payment that has been accepted by council is as short-sighted as they come. By the time we feel the full effect of such a bad deal, the municipal members who voted this through will be long gone. But the burden of losing our essential water utility will be forever with us. Thank you.
Thank you. We have 3 more people, just to give you an update. Go ahead, I'm sorry. You can come in. Just stand where I am, roughly. Okay, you're that second at the top, that square. I can all see you, and they hear you. You don't have to shout. You can take that one. Am I in too many pictures?
Hello, my name is Caden Beagle. I'm at 1109 West Washington Street. I just recently purchased a home in the Norristown area, something around 6 months ago. I didn't hear about this happening through any of the public communication channels. I don't read the newspaper. I don't watch TV news or anything like that if that was put out on there. I don't look at the website on a regular basis for looking for changes that are happening in the communication in the community for the public works and such. I found out about this because of the people that are trying to get communications out and trying to stop this from happening. And I very much appreciate their efforts in doing so and getting me involved. I also, because of the recent protests that have been happening all across the nation, is also become aware of public changes that are important to me and trying to actually be proactive in these events and these occasions. I definitely want to say that I'm against privatization of public services such as the sewer systems. I do not feel that there is any quantifiable benefit in the short term or the long term for being able to for doing this. I don't feel like taking the responsibility off of public works and putting it into a private sector is going to make any benefit to the customers or clients that are going to be the ones affected in the coming 5 to 10 to 20 years. I have a 30-year loan for buying this house. And if I intend to stay this long, I'm going to be the one that's hit with the ramifications of the privatization of this. And I feel that privatization of this is going to be problematic. It's going to drive up costs regardless of whether or not somebody says it's not going to. And I feel that there's going to be less accountability and less involvement within the community for this service. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Excuse me.
How are we doing today, folks?
Stay where I am.
Stay where you are. Right here.
Okay, you
Okay.
take your mask off and you go.
Hi, my name's Connor Young. I live at 364 Devon Drive, Exton, Pennsylvania 19341. So I am not a Norristown resident. However, we've had our own fights against Aqua out where I live. I've watched this company hurt my neighbors, Coatesville, Bensalem, Springfield. I could speak to that, but I believe that Coatesville City Councilor Nydia Graves would speak more eloquently and powerfully to how water privatization has negatively impacted her community and has extracted wealth from her friends and family. This is a bad deal. One of the reasons I know this is a bad deal, about 2 years ago, Aqua entered into a joint business venture with Energy Transfer Partners. This Monday, in addition to 100 other frac outs that they've had over the course of the construction of the Mariner East 2 pipeline, they spilled 10,000 gallons of bentonite drilling mud into the Marsh Creek waterway. These are activities that Aqua aids, abets, and profiteers off of. I do not believe that any company willing to partner, incorporate with Energy Transfer and the Mariner East 2 pipeline can in any way deliver a good faith effort to maintain clean water and deliver an effective public utility. It's a really bad idea to give up water rights. Water is life, and I don't think that you give up your life to just about anybody. At the end of the day, this is a choice between a corrupt corporation and your community. It is a choice between power and powerlessness. And I would advise you against choosing powerlessness in the face of a private corporation. You can keep your neighbors and friends accountable. You cannot keep Aqua accountable. They are forming a utilities monopoly in Pennsylvania, and I believe it is in every interest of the free market to avoid utility monopolies. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Then I have the last individual. Just stand pretty much where I am.
Okay.
The second one at the top is you.
Okay.
Take it over here. You just do this.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Good evening, this is Rachel Fecko, 715 Noble Street, right here in Norristown. And after what he said, there's not really much left for me to say. That is basically where I'm coming from. Aqua would have us believe that they care about Norristown and that they care about water. They don't care about water, they don't care about Norristown. They care about making money for their executives and their shareholders. And they have a lot of money to do a lot of campaigns to make it look like they care about us. They do not. And I'm distraught by the fact that my hometown leaders, many of them, are being swindled by them. This is a payday loan. They are flashing big money to Norristown to spend, and we, the ratepayers, are going to pay it back in the end. I would rather pay my money directly to the Norristown Municipal Waste Authority to do the needed repairs and upgrades and to take care of my city. I do not want any of my money going to a private profiteer. I would like to keep our water in the hands of our residents. Municipal Waste Authority can do that. I can walk into this office just like I am right now and have my business with them. I don't want to have to go to Bryn Mawr, and I don't want to have to deal with a corporation. I urge you to make the right decision, to table this, to flat out say no. It's in your hands, and it really could end without any other steps having to be taken. But let it be known, this is not going to go away, and it doesn't take outside activists to make it happen. We are local Norristown people here who are fighting this. We're not getting paid, we're not getting money. We care about our community, and we know the Municipal Waste Authority does as well. Thank you for your time.